Veilguard, Dawnguard, Highguard, no. Highguard is set 200 years after Drakengard's ending E, where a giant magical beast descends upon the world and the humans shoot it down with fighter jets. This is a world of magic and science.
If I come with me.
A world of infinite possibilities that gives characters the ultimate power of the AK-47. Those things never run out of mana. When Highguard was announced, I was like, huh? But now that I finished uninstalling it, I can see the vision of the great game it really is. A game that challenges you in the most unconventional ways when you least expect it. Like, once you're done shooting the shopkeeper in the face for 20 minutes in the tutorial, you think you can start playing, but instead, boom! Even finding a game is part of the gameplay experience. My God, how did those guys come up with that?
The power of independent, self-published studios.
And this is just episode 1! For a show that didn't get past its pilot. Alright, so you're not finding matches, and when you do, some bastard goes AFK, and this game doesn't have AFK auto-kick, nor allows players to join mid-match, so you think, what, am I stuck in guard duty in the lobby? That's where the Japanese demon thing character comes in. She can summon little dancing minions and a big giant Groot dude, so you can finally have friends to play Highguard with. And I believe she will become the most meta character of the game, because by the end of the week, no one's going to be playing this thing. In one match I found the biggest Highguard fan, and I asked him what his thoughts are on the future of this game. How we liking the Highguard, boys?
First game, man.
That was the biggest Highguard fan. Highguard's most flagrant mistake was communication.
As someone who didn't really have much family as a kid, I hope we can treat each other like one. That means arguments, egos, and bragging rights for the best moves. Let's go!
I want to fucking die.
The trailer was generic, uninspired Concord-level bonanza. They showed Ice Neck, Horsey, Excalibur, but it was not clear what the game actually is about. I'm still not sure what it's about after 5 hours.
Hello.
But more than anything, its mistake was Geoff. I don't believe Jeff Keighley is a bad dude. He's kind of a dork, but memes and jokes aside, I think he really likes games.
Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League.
Maybe too many of them. When he started the Game Awards, he was the relatable video game nerd who managed to make a name for himself. He was a goof, but he was a goof you could sympathize with.
Calypso!
Phil, Todd, Reggie, these are all big corporate figures who tried, with different degrees of success, to look and sound down to earth. But anyone with a speckle of good sense would still keep in mind that these are lizard people going after your money. They are the establishment, and Jeff wasn't one of them. But Jeff, things have changed. When your awards ceremony turns into E3 Winter Edition, when all your presenters are goddamn Hollywood celebrities, when a multi-million dollars production by a major publisher gets a nomination for Best Indie, you can no longer play the role of the underdog. So, when the last announcement of your big-ass trailer-fueled show is another goddamn hero shooter that looks blander than the fucking anime show adaptation right before it, you are setting it up for failure. Wanna fix the Highguard presentation? There you go. If it's true that the last spot on the schedule was open, you could just put Control 2's trailer last and let Highguard take its place. By making it the most hyped up announcement of the evening, you created massive expectations and then attach your name to it. But your name is no longer the one of an underdog. You are now the establishment. And the only thing gamers hate more than showers and scrutinize more than realistic water physics is the establishment. Except for Pokemon fans, but they are a different breed. But is the game fun? Wait, we're actually talking about the game here? Highguard is a game. No, sorry, wait, scratch that. Highguard is 5 games all competing for your attention in the hopes you don't notice how ugly it looks. I'm not talking about how everything that is 50 meters away from you becomes blurrier and more confused than my career prospects. This is a boring looking game through and through with some of the most generic fantasy themed maps I have ever seen, and just because you slap an RPG and a semi-automatic revolver on top of it, it won't suddenly turn into a unique concept. And the characters are the characters. You've got Warcraft Orc, that angry Bodagger from God of War Ragnarok. Default character preset number 17, Discount Virgil. Femme Grimstroke, Princess of Persia, the sense of cancellation, and you better like her because it's the closest thing you'll get to a new Prince game. Street Fighter Guy, and Bayonetta. That's just Bayonetta. Okay, now forget all that, because these 3 are the only good ones. No, don't even think of using the yokai, because her skills straight up don't work.
What does the thing even do?
Did somebody say Groot time? Come on, Groot. Groot! My ultimate ability! Help? Okay, whatever. Groot! What the hell are you doing?
So, what do you do in the game? Too much. First, you have to Rainbow Six your base before you can finally leave it. This is the Fortnite phase, where you search for loot, but be careful of other players. Or don't. This is a Battle Royale map with 6 people. Who the hell are you going to find? The goddamn ghost of Christmas past? Okay, now, for the next part...
Extra eyes from above.
My Darkspawn energy surges.
We mine those crafts. This is my favorite part. By this point, half the players might have abandoned the game, but thankfully all the remaining ones need to converge on Excalibur, so it's time to get there.
Oh, I found the Vanguard.
You grab Excalibur, you rush to the enemy base, you summon the giant tower of Khazad-dûm, and now the Counter-Strike phase begins. And... this is actually fun! Maps are designed with 6 players in mind here. It's all about close quarter combat, tactical destruction, and putting your ultimate abilities to use. The shooting of this game is buttery smooth, with each weapon feeling different, which almost makes up for the fact half of them weren't playtested at all and completely suck. The movement, the time to kill, the long respawn time, everything works to create a fast-paced game that still rewards good positioning and quick thinking. But this is also the shortest part of the game, and if one of the 2 teams manages to steamroll the other, it means the whole thing is over in less than a minute. There you go! You had 1 minute of fun in an 11 minutes match. Do I think Highguard is therefore bad? No! It's a bloated, unfinished shooter where the shooting is very fun. The abilities can, usually, change the tide of a battle, and you can pull off some crazy shit here. I tried the portable zipline last, and this thing is the best thing maybe ever, especially when you get the upgraded version that makes you invisible while you're riding along it. Galloping towards the entire enemy team, then Invisilining through them all and planting Excalibur in their base beginning the raid was one of the coolest things I did in a shooter in a while. But the problem is that these moments are short and far in between, because for most of the time...
I spot a
My
baddie.
Darkspawn energy surges.
the horses aren't even that good! In a bold, original move, the Highguard developers decided to put in their frenetic, explosive first-person shooter the horses from Red Dead Redemption 2, which can die if they so much as stumble on a pebble. Riding them in battle is completely discouraged, meaning that all they really are is a glorified sprint button that allows you to survive fall damage. Highguard clearly came out too early, with a lot of ideas in mind, but with none of them fully gelling together. But at the same time, it was released too late, way past the zeitgeist of hero shooters, so I can only see a small, devout fanbase forming around this game. One that really likes the high you can get from those brief moments of genuine spectacle. Will it be enough to keep Highguard alive until all its issues are fixed?
Maybe.
I can definitely see them releasing a new game mode in the next month or two that focuses entirely on the siege part of the gameplay. And that's when players will give it another chance before going back to another game that does it better. But for my money, I'm sticking with fun games, like Blitzguard.